Let your soul attune to the hush that dances just beyond your awareness. A gentle vibration threads through the quiet corners of your spirit, beckoning you to awaken. You feel it, do you not? That imperceptible nudge that stirs beneath the weight of everyday thought. It is neither coincidence nor whimsy. It is the deliberate motion of the divine, pressing tenderly against the walls of your heart. Every doubt, every hesitation, every distraction that has clouded your path is being pushed aside for this instant. Invisible attendants hover, their presence palpable in the subtle tightening of your chest and the quickening of your pulse. Do not shrink from this invisible embrace. Lean into its insistence. The Spirit is speaking, urging your senses to rise beyond the ordinary, to recognize the threshold that trembles beneath your gaze. Before uncertainty whispers again, acknowledge the call that vibrates through your core. Let your heart align with this sacred rhythm. Feel the pull, the urgency, and the readiness. The door of alignment. Step forward, for the passage waits for one willing to notice its presence. The world may seem unchanged, yet layers of reality shift with meticulous care. Forces unseen orchestrate the environment around you, setting a stage for your recognition. Hesitation has been a companion, confusion a shadow, but your arrival signals a pivotal opening. Every tear, every whispered prayer, every quiet surrender has converged to bring you here. The stillness you perceive is no absence. It is a charged pause, brimming with possibility. Angels lean closer at the edges of perception, their wings poised for movement, their watchful eyes tracing your readiness. Your attention is the key that begins the unlocking of latent blessings. Each heartbeat of awareness calls forth a ripple through unseen realms. Let your spirit reach for the invitation offered now. The invisible strain. Lift your eyes inward and see the battles that leave no mark yet shape destiny. There is conflict around you, imperceptible to ordinary sight, yet it leaves echoes upon your spirit. You have carried trials alone, navigated storms that seemed untraceable, endured weight that seemed unseen by the world. Yet these moments were not wasted. They were preparation, forging resilience within your soul. Forces that sought to bind you, to obscure your awareness, now retreat before your presence. Angels stand guard unseen, their alignment ready to release what has long been withheld. Your vigilance, your focus, and your surrender act as instruments in this divine choreography. The subtle tremors of your spirit are signals of victory and progress. Lean into them. Recognize their significance. The breath of revelation. Draw in the unseen. Let it cleanse the corners of your inner being. A subtle wind brushes against the recesses of thought, carrying clarity that dissolves confusion and fear. Every layer of doubt, every lingering heaviness is being lifted by hands invisible yet profoundly tender. Hope awakens in the hidden chambers of your spirit, a spark that had lain dormant under the weight of waiting. Emotions may rise unbidden, tears may come quietly, yet all are signs of awakening. This breath, this stirring, is a summons to step fully into what has been prepared. Angels hover, ready to amplify your consent into tangible transformation. Do not look away from the call. Let attention become your instrument of reception. The sacred bell. Listen carefully, for the signal is subtle yet insistent. A vibration moves through your spirit, threading through every still corner, demanding acknowledgement. It is neither fear nor coincidence. It is mercy, the universe bending toward your readiness. Blessings hover, fragile and precise, awaiting your recognition to descend. The tension you feel, the pulse in your chest, is the mark of proximity to something transformative. Do not dismiss it as a whisper of imagination. Angels anticipate your awareness, leaning close to ensure your heart can receive what has been set before you. Responding in presence unlocks channels that remain closed to distraction. The threshold of awakening. Step deliberately into the stirrings that call your name. Your heart senses it before your mind comprehends. The weight of anticipation, the pull of preparation. The spirit draws near, brushing past defenses, nudging with gentle insistence. Angels encircle your awareness, poised for your acknowledgement. Each tear, every silent struggle, every unspoken prayer has cultivated the readiness now pressing against your chest. Hesitation is the enemy's whisper. Your presence is the declaration of readiness. Engage fully with the momentum, for the edge you approach is not peril, but preparation. The hidden conflict. Open the eyes of your spirit to the struggles that cannot be seen. Battlefields exist beyond perception, fought in silence, shaping destiny with every passing moment. Forces attempt to cloud your vision, to weaken your focus, to dissuade your forward movement. Yet your very attention becomes an act of defiance, a declaration that alignment cannot be delayed. Angels maintain vigilance, protecting what heaven has poised to release. Every subtle pulse of awareness, every quiet nudge of insight, is a beacon of favor ready to be received. Your engagement matters. It unlocks the flow of blessings poised near your threshold. The decision point. Stand at the precipice of choice, for the moment will not linger. Air hums with expectancy, charged with presence both protective and purposeful. Chains of delay tremble before the authority of your awareness. Blessings hover, fragile yet ready, awaiting the confirmation of your heart. The enemy whispers doubts, yet your discernment pierces the shadowed intent. Every act of attention, every acknowledgement of stirrings within, activates the channels of favor previously dormant. Your yes is not merely symbolic. It initiates transformation, draws clarity, and opens portals prepared by unseen hands. Respond now. Do not let hesitation dissipate the currents of grace that pulse before you. The stir within. Open the chamber of your heart to the tremor that rises quietly, yet insistently. A vibration runs beneath the surface of your awareness, a pulse that cannot be ignored. It threads through the hidden spaces of your mind, brushing past fatigue, doubt, and distraction, awakening a readiness long held in waiting. Every struggle you have endured, every burden you have carried alone, has prepared the soil of your soul for this moment. The air thickens with expectancy, and unseen attendants lean closer, poised to act upon your acknowledgement. The weight that presses upon your chest is not heaviness, but the gravity of opportunity. Your yes, your attention, your surrender, each act of alignment acts as a lever that shifts the very fabric of the spiritual atmosphere. Feel the pulse within as it beckons clarity, restoration, and favor. Engage with the stir fully, allowing the energy that hovers to take root. Press into the presence, allow it to move you, and respond with the openness of heart that will anchor the grace poised above your path. Recognize this rising motion as your invitation to ascend further. Claim the resonance of your spirit, step into its rhythm, and allow it to awaken the dormant pathways meant for your reception. The invisible confrontation. Sense the currents of battle that ripple unseen through the realms around you. A struggle unseen to mortal eyes, hums in the air, yet it presses upon your spirit, shaping every hesitation, every fleeting doubt, every surge of fatigue. Forces seek to redirect your focus, yet their schemes have been anticipated by the architects of your destiny. Angels stand poised, their alignment ready to shield, guide, and activate the favor hovering near. Every quiet stirring of attention, every tear that rises without cause, every unspoken acknowledgement of presence acts as a signal to release the blessings that have long lingered beyond your reach. The unseen war is not to punish, but to reveal, to measure, to amplify your capacity to receive. Feel the tension and let it inspire vigilance rather than fear. Your recognition acts as a key that opens locked chambers of favor, clears the obstacles that hinder flow, and aligns the currents of restoration with your willingness to engage. Step fully into this awareness, allowing the hidden battles to illuminate your strength and purpose. Move deliberately, with the consciousness that every action of your attention triggers a cascade of unseen intervention, shaping the path before you for triumph. The weight of presence. Stand still and feel the gravity pressing against your spirit. There is a force that is neither burden nor threat, but profound presence, dense, intentional, and transformative. It brushes past the barriers you thought were impenetrable, pressing against the walls of your heart with insistence. Every subtle tremor, every pause of breath, every unspoken longing signals that the divine leans closer, shaping a reality that responds to awareness. What once seemed fleeting or incidental now arrives with unmistakable precision. Angels move in silent choreography, poised to magnify the shift that your attention permits. Hesitation will dull the resonance. Engagement amplifies it. Recognize that the tension is preparation, not punishment, and that the Spirit seeks to guide you through the threshold of transformation with clarity and intent. Each heartbeat, each inward acknowledgement, functions as a lever that activates what has been poised beyond reach. Allow the fullness of presence to press upon your readiness. Open your heart fully, respond with intention, and step deliberately into the flow of energy being aligned for you. The wait is an invitation to move with precision, to release distraction, and to anchor yourself in the spiritual gravity that carries the momentum of destiny forward. The edge of revelation. Lean into the pressure that reveals what has been hidden. Your spirit trembles at the brink of understanding, feeling the tension of clarity piercing the fog that has long obscured your path. The Spirit draws near, touching places you once thought immutable, shaking loose the patterns that concealed insight. This is not fear. It is awakening. The forces that sought to cloud your perception recoil as your awareness rises. Angels hover, waiting for the moment of acknowledgement, ready to release insight, protection, and empowerment. Every stir of intuition, every sense of urgency, every pulse of expectation is an invitation to embrace the truth poised before you. Do not retreat from the intensity. It is the signature of revelation arriving in alignment with your readiness. Each acknowledgement acts as a catalyst, triggering understanding that could not come through hesitation or distraction. Let the insight penetrate deeply, reshaping perception, opening hidden doors, and illuminating paths that have waited for your engagement. Step forward intentionally, breathe fully, and allow the Spirit to complete its work through your openness. Feel the unearthing of what was previously concealed, and let it guide your next movements. the crossroads of destiny. Stand where paths converge and feel the weight of choice. The intersection before you hums with significance. One route extends into delay and diminished potential, the other into response, surrender, and alignment with purpose. The atmosphere quivers as unseen watchers lean closer, anticipating the opening of your heart. Every struggle, every tear, every moment of endurance has been preparation for this exact alignment. The subtle insistence within your chest signals the invitation of heaven itself. Hesitation now is costly. Engagement now is transformative. Recognize the currents of favor, the poised blessings, and the precision with which opportunity approaches. Your decision resonates far beyond this moment, activating the channels that carry grace, insight, and restoration. Step with intentionality. Feel the gravity pulling you toward readiness, and allow the Spirit to guide your footfall across the threshold of potential. Move with awareness that every choice signals the unfolding of what has been meticulously orchestrated. Respond decisively, breathe fully, and let your heart become the instrument through which destiny flows. The breaking of restraints. Witness the dissolution of chains that once confined your spirit. A subtle cracking vibrates through the air, reverberating through unseen planes. The structures that bound hope, potential, and freedom begin to yield in response to your attention and readiness. The Spirit moves silently, yet with overwhelming authority, unraveling every thread of limitation placed by unseen hands. Angels gather, amplifying the liberation as the enemy recoils before the clarity and surrender now present. This is not metaphorical, it is active, tangible transformation. Every heartbeat becomes a lever, every acknowledgement a key that releases what has long lingered just beyond reach. Resist the temptation to retreat. Lean fully into the movement unfolding around you. Every act of attentiveness accelerates the collapse of barriers. Every moment of alignment magnifies the release. The Spirit flows where recognition is given, and your participation fuels the momentum. Step fully into the emerging freedom. Let the invisible bonds dissolve through your consent, and allow the entirety of your being to receive the liberation that has awaited this exact readiness. The radiance of light. Receive the illumination that penetrates shadow and guides your way. A surge of brilliance sweeps through the spiritual atmosphere, lifting veils of confusion, fear, and uncertainty. The light flows as a tangible presence, warming the heart, clearing perception, and revealing paths previously hidden. Angels exhale in silent celebration, poised to multiply the effects of your acknowledgement and awareness. Your engagement acts as the key. Your openness becomes the conduit through which illumination strengthens, expands, and secures alignment. Hesitation dulls the radiance, acceptance magnifies it. Allow the warmth, the clarity, and the brilliance to saturate every layer of your consciousness. Stand fully in its glow, breathe deliberately, and let the Spirit anchor the revelation that moves in response to your readiness. Each step taken in awareness amplifies the illumination, each acknowledgement strengthens the pathway forward, and each beat of intentional heart unlocks further insight. The surge of light is not passive. It demands reception, participation, and conscious engagement to fully integrate the transformative energy poised to guide your steps. The summit of triumph. Claim the apex of what has been prepared for your life. The Spirit leans close, and the culmination of preparation, endurance, and attentiveness presses against your chest. Blessings hover, chains have dissolved, and clarity aligns with the resonance of your heart. Every tear shed, every silent act of faith, every moment of unwavering attention has been a thread weaving toward this apex. You stand at the convergence of persistence and fulfillment, where the invisible orchestration of heaven unfolds tangibly in your experience. Feel the surge that courses through your spirit, the affirmation of victory, the resonance of divine favor settling into every fiber of your being. Step boldly into the space prepared. Receive the flow of restoration, empowerment, and insight that pours toward readiness, and let your heart act as the anchor for this unfolding reality. The apex is real, dynamic, and poised to expand in accordance with your engagement. Move decisively, breathe fully, and let the culmination of every faithful step propel you forward into the destiny that has long awaited your presence and consent.